My name is Cara Kurtz, and I'm the Business Development Coordinator here at ASTA, and I will be the organizer of today's presentation. We're happy to welcome today's presenter, Mr. Corey McGilvery. He is the Channel Development Specialist for Globus family of brands. Before we get started, I'd like to point out a few important features on your screen that will allow you to interact with us via the web today. We will be answering your questions at the end of this presentation. To ask a question, you will be using your GoToWebinar pane. Near the bottom of this pane, there's an area that says questions. If you click the arrow next to where it says questions, it will open up a window pane. This is the pane that you will be using to communicate with me. If you're having difficulty hearing this presentation, please make sure that your speakers are turned all the way up. If that does not rectify the problem, please try hanging up and dialing back in again. You can send me any technical issues via the questions pane, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability via the same pane. Please note that all audience members are muted. We want to hear from all of you, but with so many people on today's call, background noise would be prohibitive, and we want to ensure that everyone can hear the entire presentation. Finally, please note that this webinar is being recorded and will be available for your on-demand viewing, not only on our NACTA YouTube channel, but also on asta.org by early next week. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome Corey. Corey, take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Kara, and welcome to all of our esteemed ASTA and NACTA members on the line today. As mentioned, my name is Corey McGilvery, and the Channel Development Specialist with the Globus family of brands. And really one of my responsibilities, and to be honest, one of my favorite responsibilities, is really handling all the training and education that our travel agent partners need to be successful in their own business and also to sell more of the Globus family of brands. Now, I especially love any opportunity to work with ASTA or the NACTA partnership because I am an ASTA alumni. My first job in the travel industry was actually with ASTA. So I'm always excited to get an opportunity to work with such an amazing network. And before we did start, I really just wanted to thank everyone for your time today. I understand how busy everyone is, especially around the holiday season, but I promise I will make this worth your while. Now, before we really roll into what I'm going to talk about today, which will be kind of the Cosmos brand within our portfolio, Globus, and a really new cool marketing campaign we're doing to help bring more life to Britain and really everything that goes beyond Britain. But before we do that, of course, I have to thank you. We had a great, successful year here at the Globus family of brands, really across all of our brands, and that would not be possible without our travel partner advisors. So a big thank you to you. I hope you have some time to celebrate with your family over the holiday season. Get well rested, because as soon as January 1, 2019 hits, you know that you're going to start having those inquiries come into the door. Now, for those of you that have been on webinars with me in the past, I very rarely talk about Cosmos, and I certainly generally do not kick off trainings or presentations with Cosmos, because Cosmos for us has kind of always been that little engine that could. She always saw great growth. She was always helping our bottom line, and she really helped fill a gap for us for those that may not be fully ready for escorted touring or really that price point at Globus. But there's really some light here for Cosmos, and she's really kind of creeping up as one of our most successful brands. But why? It's because Cosmos is kind of that travel company that takes travel dreams and they turn them into reality. So wherever your client's heart may take them, from charming villages of England, maybe it's romantic canals of Italy, or even kind of those bustling hutongs of China, Cosmos is going to allow them to customize their vacation to be really as unique as they are. So for those of you that may be unfamiliar, Cosmos is our kind of budget-friendly escorted travel brand. So this is your tried and true, fully escorted product. We handle the details, so really all your clients have to do is concentrate on having fun. So why Cosmos? Why are we talking about her today? And why am I making sure that I use my dedicated time with such a great group of agents to talk about Cosmos? Because Cosmos has found the formula for success, and it is leading the entire Globus family across all brands, across all destinations, with double-digit growth rates over the last 3 years. We've seen tons of growth with Cosmos brand, including the launch of new exotic destinations over the last 3 years alone. So we now have Cosmos in Asia, South America, and most recently Africa and South Pacific. Of course, we have them in your tried and true Europe, North America, in our own backyard, Canada, but to have the breadth on 6 different continents for a brand that we always kind of just let roll, let do its thing is exciting. We now offer 100 plus itineraries across 6 different continents. So that breadth of product for kind of a secondary brand for us should show you we're seeing tons of growth here, and we're seeing tons of growth for particular reasons. So why? That's because we're seeing an increase in the practical consumer, and in our case, the more practical traveler. Now, my next couple of slides, sure, you can apply to what Cosmos can be, but I really want you to pay attention, especially if you're newer to selling travel, about why the onslaught of this practical traveler is so important to remember as you book 2019 and even to 2020 and beyond. Since 1987, outbound pleasure travelers in the U.S. have doubled to 58 million people who took at least one pleasure trip in the last 3 years. So that means 66% of outbound travelers consider travel as an integral part of their lifestyle. So this means that there's a larger population beginning to travel more frequently, and they even consider travel to be an important focus in their lives. Now, I'm very fortunate to have grown up with parents that love to travel, so I kind of caught that travel bug at an early age. But back in the day, 20, 30, 40 years ago, people didn't grow up quite the same way and seeing as many places. So as we've seen kind of the Gen X millennials grow up traveling with their parents, with their grandparents, they have an innate desire to travel as soon as they're starting to spend their own expendable income. As you know, times are a bit tougher as we see, so we see an onslaught of those practical travelers seeking practical brands. Practical in its literal definition is defined as concerned with the art of actual doing. A flight should get me from A to B in reasonable comfort. That's why you have JetBlue, Southwest. A hotel should be clean, comfortable, and practical. That's where you see great brand success like Hampton Inn, the Courtyards within the Marriott brand. A car rental company should be upfront, affordable, accommodating. You see that with Enterprise. You see onslaughts of things like Airbnb where they're making sure that you have a safe place to stay, somewhere to wake up the next morning and go about your day. So as you see the growth amongst these brands, that's even further belief that those practical travelers are seeking out these practical brands. And at the end of the day, I could slap Cosmos's logo up there. So I'm trying to hopefully put Cosmos in a space of brands that you may be a bit more familiar with. But how does Cosmos kind of fall into the practicality that you see with a lot of these brands? Because we designed Cosmos as a practical escorted touring option. So we found a market that appreciates that inclusive nature of Cosmos because it meets their needs and expectations without breaking the bank. With Cosmos, your clients are going to have innovative itineraries, smart hotels, which really means the 3 C's, and I'll talk about that in just a second, that just right seeing, tour directors, motor coaches, sites, leisure time, and really personalized touring. All of that included at prices that make your clients what they may have thought were dream trips an absolute reality. Cosmos offers innovative itineraries. That number 2 point, or that first thing that Cosmos is really defining itself for that practical traveler. If you have someone looking to go to a particular place, Cosmos has that. You know, that practical traveler isn't necessarily looking for that fully luxurious experience. They want innovation. They want an African safari. They want train journeys throughout Switzerland and Europe. They want kind of off the beaten path in Britain, like we'll talk about in just a second. That practical traveler is looking for something new, informative, fun, but also, again, kind of meets all the needs that they're looking for in practical brands. Cosmos offers smart hotels, and I really think this is the definition of practicality all the way, because a hotel at the end of the day can really make or break a vacation. I have been unfortunate enough to open the door to some less than desirable hotel rooms, and it really does have an impact on your stay throughout your time there, no matter what you're doing. I've also opened the doors to hotel rooms that will blow your shoes off as you walk in, and they enhance your stay. So Cosmos finds that perfect balance for that practical traveler of clean, comfortable, and convenient. You know, after a day of traveling, your clients are going to want to relax at a comfortable, clean, and attractive hotel. So with Cosmos, we select hotels that have the best guest rooms, service, and food for the money. You know, outside of the property quality, we want a convenient location so your clients can see what they want to see, do what they want to do. Now, speaking of sightseeing, Cosmos, again, kind of hits on that point of practicality in terms of, okay, we have clients on the trip that we understand they want independent exploration. If they didn't, they'd be maybe looking at a Globus tour that has every single minute of their day really taken up. But Cosmos finds that perfect balance of just right sightseeing. It's a combo of included sites, inside visits, orientation sightseeing, kind of checking those big guys off the list. In London, it might be Big Ben, Parliament, London Bridge. to make sure if it's your first time to the country, you make sure you see those sites. But the just right balance comes in about what your client shouldn't miss and tailor their free time to their own specific needs. I think this diagram on my screen here, it kind of hits that just right pace. We want to make sure your clients see those big sites, but also there's a leisurely pace. So they have an afternoon free to do what they want to do in Saigon. They may not know what they want to do until they touch down in Vietnam. So we build in that free time to really make sure that they have the ability to customize on site, whether it's via My Cosmos or our new Cosmos Go app. So my idea of a perfect practical escorted tour vacation is you're going to get me from point A to point B. You're going to include tour directors for me. You're going to include some sightseeing to make sure I see the best sites. You're going to have my hotels. But I want to make sure I have time to myself. And that's where Cosmos really shines with My Cosmos and our Cosmos Go app. My Cosmos allows your clients to kind of accent their prepackaged Cosmos itinerary with a lot of optionals. Maybe they're in Shanghai and they want to add the Jinmao Tower. Maybe they're in the French Riviera and they want to add a trip to Monte Carlo. That's really what My Cosmos is all about. But what if you have clients that don't know what they want to do until they're on destination, until they're sitting in that location, sitting in the lobby of the hotel, trying to figure out what to do with their free time? Enter Cosmos Go app, and this is brand new for the Cosmos brand. It's really all those entertainment suggestions, sightseeing, dining, shopping suggestions right at their fingertips. So I'm sure some of you out there in your past travels have those augmented reality apps with sightseeing, suggestions, all of that built into an app for you. Well, that's Cosmos Go all the way. So 45 days, prior to departure, your clients will get access to the app. They'll be able to check flight information, hotel information, transfer information, look at their itinerary, customized trip, the sightseeing, dining, look at augmented reality maps of bistros, bars, bookstores, bakeries, and it all has built-in GPS navigation that works offline. So if you have clients that are maybe going to a new destination or worried about what they're going to do without a friend in the country outside of their tour director, remind them of this Cosmos Go app because it will be a friend in the city for them. Now, I know the theme of this webinar was really supposed to be about going beyond Britain, but part of going beyond Britain is going beyond London with new brands and with brands that are really starting to establish themselves. So outside of Cosmos, I talk about practicality and I talk about affordability. Here's just an option of some of the price points you can see across our portfolio. But here's what I want to leave you with before I introduce that third point you can see on my screen, light. Cosmos at the end of the day is smart. It's practical, it's exotic because it has those destinations your clients are for, and Cosmos is really turning travel dreams into reality. But as we turn the page in 2019, as we really start to discover things beyond Britain and getting your clients to a destination and getting them to look beyond just the included pieces, we have Cosmos Light. Now, I haven't talked much about Cosmos Light, so this audience here is really one of the first people to get a good deep dive on it. And Cosmos Light is touring a la carte. This is a whole new category of touring with the world's first kind of a la carte touring style. We're going to combine the essential features of our award-winning Cosmos tours we just went over, but really a personalized approach to daily itineraries. So Cosmos Light offers all that hassle-free travel with the freedom for travelers to tailor their sightseeing options to their interests, kind of their own pace and even their own budget. So what exactly is Cosmos Light? Cosmos Light vacation packages include your city-to-city transportation, most with multiple night stays, comfortable hotels with included breakfast, but it's really about true personalization because how your guests spend their day from sunup to sundown is completely up to them. So the range of My Cosmos excursions, they have the option to purchase only the tours and activities that strike their fancy. So that's kind of our version of a la carte touring. Maybe they don't want to purchase anything within that My Cosmos itinerary. They really just want to see where the day takes them. That's why we have that the Cosmos Go app for them. They can wander and kind of wander at their own pace, but still have the guidance of all that information within the actual app. So I have a lot of agents asking me, what is Cosmos Light at its core? Well, it's later wake-up calls. It's independent discovery without any inclusion, so your clients can truly customize every day. We have included breakfast, but it's really about the price points. So remember, Cosmos Light, yes, it is escorted touring where your clients do have to choose that sightseeing, but it's getting your clients to Europe for tours from about $82 a day. Clients can spend 8 days in Spain at $6.99. They'll have the hotels, the transportation, but they just got to choose what they do each and every day. Don't worry, we'll have the tour directors for them to give them a lay of the land. They'll still have the commentary, the history, but it really allows them to customize and really get their feet wet in this escorted touring land. A few notes as we look at the spread of what this itinerary looks for you. It will be same as Cosmos Commission. One change is there's no portage and no promos. And for those of you that may be looking to experience the product, there is no travel agent discount. Now, the last bit of kind of product information I'm going to talk about before we really drive into this marketing campaign of Undiscovered Britain is I want to give you a Cosmos Light Day. I've started to add this to my presentation as I've gotten more questions from agents. So what does a day, let's say, in Italy look like for your clients? We'll use our Italian Explorer. We were just talking about it here. You can see it from $8.99. And this is a day of what it'll be like for your clients. Starts when they wake up at 9 a.m., ready for their included breakfast. Maybe they have an extra espresso shot to get their day started. You know, yesterday they had a great orientation with their tour director, but now they understand they want to know more about Milan. So the tour director guides them on how to enjoy really that fast-paced city, Milan, at their own speed. So they determine we want to learn more about fashion. So they tell the tour director, you know, we're looking to learn more about fashion during our time here in Milan. They suggest head to Quadriletto de Amora, which is the primary fashion district in the city. All right, we got you to the destination for what you're really looking for. From here, your clients pull out their Cosmos Go app, they find a local boutique that specializes in what they're looking for, and spend the entire morning shopping. Time to eat. So they take advantage of the food walking tour they booked via My Cosmos, and now they're ready to head back to their prepackaged, hand-selected smart hotel, ready to kick off their next day. So you can see they can use the Cosmos Go app to customize. They can pre-purchase itinerary options that suit them most. They don't have to go with GroupThing and use that included sightseeing. It really is a way for your clients to have their day their way. I have an amazing new video that really brings to light all this Cosmos and Cosmos Light information. I'm sure, as Kara can attest to, when you try to show live video over webinars, it often fails miserably. So I will make sure I get this link in this video content to Kara, over to Kara to share with our attendees. Now, what you guys have waited for, I got to it in about 15 minutes or so. But because I really believe that in order to take advantage of our Undiscovered campaigns, which we're going to talk about in just a bit, you need to have a firm understanding of our brands. Cosmos is really the one that got a strong facelift over the last year and is really a driver for a lot of the success we've seen with our Undiscovered program. So I want to make sure we kind of laid a great kind of groundwork as we turn the page and really start to dive into these Undiscovered campaigns. For those of you that are a bit more familiar with the Globus family, last year we did something really similar to this Undiscovered Britain campaign, and we did Undiscovered Italy. Well, the reason we're doing it again with another destination is it certainly worked. Our Italy gain year over year was 41%. Now, Italy already is our top producing destination, so to increase our top producing destination by 40% year over year, that means, hey, we figured something out. You know, we really kind of brought clients to the off the beaten paths of just Rome, Florence, Venice. Maybe it's a 7-night stay in Montevecchio, where your clients are in the hillsides of Tuscany, or it was taking clients kind of that southern heel of the Italian boot, a lot of seaside attractions, and really getting clients outside of tried and traditional Rome, Florence, Venice, because we knew everyone was traveling to Italy, but no one was going back. So we helped create a campaign for our agents to take to get your clients back to Italy. And that is what we're doing with Undiscovered Britain in 2019 and beyond. We are really challenging your clients to take those cobblestones less traveled. You know, we had to ask ourselves where we thought there was undiscovered beauty in the world that our clients may have missed, like we saw with Italy. Or maybe they realized it was not there at all. And we started thinking about another successful region within our portfolio that we think hits this, and it's Britain. But we get it. We know what you see on my screen is what your clients think of when they think of Britain. There's no doubt that Britain is filled with history, marvels, beautiful architecture. But what about beyond Britain? Beyond Big Ben, Parliament, London Tower, Edinburgh? You know, as we saw with Italy, there is so much more to Britain than just those major kind of marquee cities. There are hillsides and seasides and really everything in between. So what we did is we narrowed down about 30 unique cities beyond London and Great Britain that we think your clients may not know about, or they may not know how fantastic it really is. From Stonehenge to Warwick to Liverpool to Stratford upon Avon to Edinburgh to St. Andrews to Pitlochry to Bath and Inverness. I mean, there really are so many cities when you start to look outside just Britain and Edinburgh that really kind of describe what Britain may be and so much more. So you may be asking yourself, sure, that's great. You can name 30 cities in Britain. That doesn't really matter. How do you really get your clients interested in exploring more about Great Britain? You accomplish it by bringing the destination to life for your clients. I wish it were just as easy as to say, where do you want to go? I got a package for you. Here we go. But you have to work with your clients and really bring it to life so that they can understand the excitement behind it. Figure out what may interest them the most outside of just traditional lights or sightseeing. Are they big Harry Potter fans? Are they big gin or whiskey drinkers? Maybe they're history buffs where they really want to focus on Sir William Wallace. Sharing fun facts about Britain, it'll help spark your client's realization that so much more to the city limits of London than just Tower Bridge. Because that's what this whole campaign is about. It's about showing your clients that there is much more to find in Britain and beyond. And the best way to rediscover this amazing country is on an escorted tour with either Globus or Cosmos. Because we're going to get your clients to the cities that they can't and handle all of the logistics in between. Now, if I had hours to talk to you about kind of the benefits of escorted touring and the number one thing being that clients want the logistics taken care of, talk about destinations where you need that help. Off the beaten paths, the highlands of Scotland, the seasides of England, the seasides of Wales, things that you may not be experts in or even your clients are experts in. So let them rely on us. We know your clients are going to look for this escort site because we have the VIP access, we have the transportation to get them to where they need to be, but we also have the partnerships and the number one experts to make sure that this is going to be a vacation that's worth taking. So what does this all lead up to? Just like we did last year with our 10 Undiscovered Italy tours, we've packaged up 9 tours. From Cosmos to Globus to Cosmos Light, tours that we deem as those that really get your clients beyond London, beyond just those common sites. 7 of them are brand new that we created just for this marketing campaign. So I hope you can see that we put a lot of effort behind this, whether it's product creation, whether it's product highlights, whatever it may be, because we know this works. Just ask agents that got on board with our Undiscovered Italy campaign last year. I still get emails from our agents that are using a lot of those tactics, a lot of that messaging, and are still getting clients back to Italy. So it's time to get them back to Britain as well. Now, I'm just going to run through these itineraries to give you an idea of some of the product breadth that we have and why it is important for you to really focus on these destinations. We already see tons of first-timers and tons of people going to Great Britain. Let's get them going back because repeat business is one of the strongest ways to grow your overall portfolio, and this is a great opportunity with a lot of the legwork done for you. You just have to highlight it. New itinerary for Cosmos was British Highlights. This is really about history and tales of romance and the poetry of real life. Your clients will stay overnights in London, of course, to kick off, but Cardiff, Chester, and Edinburgh. Another new itinerary for Cosmos will be the Scottish Outlander Adventure. This is really about traveling back in time through those storied settings of fiction, fantasy, adventure. For those of you that have those Outlander novel fans, this is the itinerary for them. From Glasgow to the Isle of Skye, this is all about Scotland's rugged beauty, and it really does kind of stir your imagination. I do have Scottish roots, and I unfortunately have never been to the Northern Highlands of Scotland. So even just looking at this itinerary as someone who has been there before, this is the type of featured itinerary that will really drive those people back to really figure out that undiscovered beauty. We have the England Explorer, which is a new itinerary for Cosmos Light. So we're going to make sure they see the themes to the English Channel, the hills of the Cotswolds, and see England's cityscapes, but also lots of wide open country for them as well. So they'll stay in London, Oxford, Bristol, and Liverpool. And along the way, they'll have ample free time to really customize this and get outside of what just maybe that standard sightseeing in these cities. Another new itinerary for Cosmos Light is the Scotland Explorer. This is really all about that magic and mystery, Loch Ness, Seeing a lot of the Pitlochry in Edinburgh as well, but it's a land of kind of those poets, artists, and Bonnie Locks. But again, getting your clients on a Cosmos Light product to northern Scotland. It's not easy for them to travel throughout this region. It may not be economical for them to do it, and they may not know what they want to do. So the Scotland Explorer with Cosmos Light is an awesome opportunity for them to get there, get a lay of the land, and really customize it to what they want. We didn't talk about Globus in depth today, but Globus is our first class fully escorted product. And of course, if we're going to get your clients to beyond London, we have to do it with our marquee brand, and that is Britain Uncovered. This is 12 days, and there's only 2 overnights in London. So that is 10 days that your clients are traveling through the England or the Britain countryside, with stays in Exeter, Cardiff, Warwick, Liverpool, Glasgow, Inverness. So really some of those outside cities that a lot of other operators pass over and stay in some of the major cities. But if you really want your clients to get that in-depth feel of what Undiscovered Britain really is, they need to make sure they're spending time in some of these off the beaten path cities. From kind of a full England deep dive, we're going to concentrate purely on southern England because, again, there's so much there. Stratford-upon-Avon, Bath, and Southampton. Moving on to something, again, really focusing on Scotland. We have the Bonnie Scotland for Globus. This is Harry Potter all the way. This is history of ancient clans and tartan kits. This is Scotch whiskey distilleries. And for those of you that may not know, quite a few gin distilleries as well, which was something new for me to learn as we were going over this content. Another itinerary that really focuses on beyond London, beyond those marquee sites is Scottish Highlands and Highlands. This is the picturesque Scottish Highland adventure. I mean, if your clients are thinking of those dramatic seaside cliffs, the rolling hills, the peat, the actual Highlands of Scotland, this is the itinerary they're looking for. And just look at some of those cities that your clients will be overnighting in, not just or passing through, but actually overnighting and getting a taste of this local culture and a taste that Scotland really has to offer. Something we didn't talk about is escapes by Globus. Escapes are the exact same thing as Globus. They're just kind of in those off-peak times. So maybe if your clients are looking for that fully escorted product, but they don't mind if they travel and see Scotland in winter, it's really this itinerary is the best of Scotland just off-season. All the inclusions are the same, but a little bit of a smaller price point for your clients that may be a bit more price sensitive. And of course, beyond just all of these things that we have in terms of marketing tools, we have a whole toolkit for your agents, for your agencies to really get this message out. We have launch piece for you to share with consumers. That is an actual B2C piece, and it looks like you produced it. We have social media images, customizing forward emails. I have built consumer show decks for you to really carry this Undiscovered Britain message. We believe so strongly in it. We actually produced a new Undiscovered Britain video in conjunction with some of our partners overseas. We have ad templates, blog posts, so much content. All you have to do is get behind it. And I promise you that if you visit the source today and start to download and use these resources, you will see your sales begin to grow to Britain. There's no doubt about it. We've seen it work before. I've seen agents that have taken this seriously and really kind of gotten behind these campaigns, and it makes a massive difference. You may kind of be catching on to a theme here. We are starting to really work with Undiscovered here. Undiscovered tours, off the beaten path. We did it with Italy. We did it with Britain in November. We even did it with Peru. This is something that we will continue to do because we believe in that repeat business. We believe that one trip to a destination is never enough. And we want your clients to realize that just because it's a return trip doesn't mean that escorted touring companies can't get your clients to really those off the beaten paths and locations. Now, I have to drop this line here whenever I'm talking really any escorted land, because those of you that may know about Oberammergau 2020, we do have lots and lots of space, but unfortunately we are at 70% full. This is a once-in-a-decade opportunity for clients. If you know what I'm talking about and you're looking to get clients there, please do take advantage of the space we have because it will be sold out shortly. Now, I know that was tons of content. It was a little bit about Undiscovered Britain, a little bit about Globus, introducing Cosmos Light. So I'm sure there may be some questions. If there are not, if you think of your question after today, or you just want to ask me about selling more of the Globus family or really building your business, book of business, whether it's with us or not, you can always reach out to me at webtraining@globusfamily.com. Now, I know I tend to lose some people as we start to answer questions, so if you do sign off, thank you so much for your time today. And Kara, I'd love to answer any questions if there are any out there.
Thank you so much, Corey. It looks like the only question that we've had come in so far is first, thanking you for the great presentation, and then wondering if there's any customization for travelers with disabilities to provide access.
Yes, absolutely. I do always, before I kind of make promises in terms of limitations, because they can vary all the way from dietary restrictions to mobility issues to sensory issues as well. We do accommodate. We always do make accommodations, regardless of what it may be. Obviously, with an escorted tour, if someone is severely mobility bound, I do always suggest that they call into reservations to ask those questions in specifics. But I have seen lots and lots of different accommodations made, regardless of whatever mobility, again, sensory, whatever those issues may be. So if you have any questions, if it seems a little more obscure, I always do say reach out to our reservations team, who will reach out to operations, especially if it's about a particular tour for one of the brands.
All right, and it looks like the only other question that we have that came in is in regards to the Globus travel app and what exactly the functions are.
Sure, absolutely. Now, a little bit of a sneak peek for you guys, because we haven't officially announced it, but our last of the 4 branded apps will go live at the end of this year. So that does mean that we have this app not just for Globus, but we have it for Cosmos, Monograms, and Avalon Waterways. And really, this app is, I like to describe it as all of your travel documents in one, obviously. So it'll have reservations, it'll have anything that would normally come in paper documents, but it also is integrated with things like Yelp is a easy way to kind of explain it. Suggestions for nightlife, suggestions for dinner, but it also has a functionality of Google Maps where it has that augmented reality to where it'll give your clients actual step-by-step directions to destinations they may be looking for. So it really is a robust app. It has all the information your clients are going to need in terms of information for the actual product, but also Yelp-like functionality as well as directional functionality as well.
All right, perfect, Corey. Thank you so much. It doesn't look like we have any questions that are coming in for the good of the group, but thank you all, especially to you, Corey, for the amazing presentation, and as to all of our advisors as well for joining us today. As I had mentioned, this webinar was recorded, so if you would like to listen to the presentation again, it will be available to all of our members, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful remainder of their afternoon.